Well, I mean, my dad, he boxed. He wasn't like a fighter. He just, he did it recreationally. And one of my first memories in my entire life was him bringing me to the gym that he was training at. And it probably just stuck from there, because like he brought me and my brother, but my brother's a little bit younger than me, almost 2 years. So I think my brother wasn't old enough to have it imprint on him, but me, I was like just at that age where like like I said, I could actually remember doing it. And from there it just kind of blossomed.
Um, I got like in a fight basically, and I lost, and and I got my rib broke, and like, but it wasn't just that I lost. It was like that it was after some years on hormones, and I'd always loved martial arts. I'd never done anything like that though before, but then it was like it was the person I knew that prior I felt like I would have easily overpowered them or whatever, and I was like, wow, like I feel like weak and shit now. And like when they broke my rib, they were on top of me and like mounting me and hitting me in the rib, and I was on my side on like hard, a hard surface, and it's just like that I realized I had no fucking chance of getting out of that position. So I was really depressed for a while, and then I walked into a jujitsu gym, but then I didn't take to the BJJ and ended up going downstairs to try the boxing, and I loved the boxing a ton. And so yeah, and just went from there.
Yeah, yeah. Some people just like striking, me, like
hmm
it took me a long time to get used to jujitsu because I wrestled in high school. So it's similar but a little bit different. And once I got used to it, I fell in love with it, and I'm glad that I decided to stick with it. But at first, it was definitely a bit of a slog. I was always kind of more into striking, whether it's boxing, kickboxing, anything like that.
Yeah, I can't.
Oh shit! I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. I'm more into wrestling. I can watch AEW and shit like that. Oh, dude, yeah, the midget wrestling was epic.
Is AEW any good? I
Yeah, it's the
wasn't,
only
I
good one.
never, yeah, I never really watched like WWE growing up or anything. But Raw is on Netflix now, so I was like, fuck it, I'll give it a shot. And I was just like, it's not even the whole disconnect between like, oh dude, I do jujitsu and they're like fake fighting. It's literally that it's just so like corny. Like I feel like if I got into it in like the Attitude Era, I probably would have loved the hell out of it. But now it's just like it's too kiddie.
Oh no, AEW is epic, dude. You gotta watch AEW.
Well, I did it's called folk style, right? American folk style. And some people call it like collegiate. Basically, just about any high school in America has folk style wrestling as a sport. It's one of the few ways that you can actually learn how to fight somebody at a school. Um, and other than that, there's like freestyle, which is it's similar but not similar to folk style. Folk style has a lot more moves that you'll do on the ground. Greco-Roman is, you mentioned that earlier. That's more upper body wrestling, upright wrestling. You're not allowed to like drop a knee to the ground, go in on takedowns. And there's also catch wrestling, which that's what gave birth to like the WWE and AEW and stuff like that. Is there was guys who they were wrestling and they would do submission holds on each other and other stuff like that. And eventually they were like, hey, why are we actually like beating the hell out of each other when we could just like fake the matches and they'll look cool and people will like want to see it. One thing leads to another. Raw's on Netflix and I'm like, this fucking sucks. Fucking but other than that, there's like Brazilian jiu-jitsu and judo. Those are forms of wrestling. It's just,
Mhm.
people tend to think of them as different. There's another Brazilian grappling art called luta livre. And that's kind of based off of like American wrestling. There's sambo. There's a like wrestling was the first martial art because um like when you're fighting with swords, you don't really need to know how to punch. But what happens when you end up in a bind with the sword? You have to take somebody down and like try and stab them. Um, so there's so many different kinds of like wrestling out there. It's like every culture has it.
Would you be able to train Luke to box idubs?
Yeah, yeah. I could do that. Yeah, the IDub situation with the boxing sucks because like I think he actually got worse, you know? Like people think training is like you always get better and it's like no, you can get worse. It's happened with me where like I get with like a trainer who's just not good for me and they try and make me fight a certain way and like I'm getting my ass beat in sparring more than usual and I'm just like it's because I'm trying to do something specific that's not good for me. And I think that was probably the story of iDubbbz in his second fight specifically because he just looked he did not look good. I don't think he's fighting. They probably just don't want to go out on like a bad note. Like I could see them doing it this time and then being like, all right, that's it. We went out on a high note. Um, I'm curious how it's gonna work though. There's something weird about the tagline. Creators will pay. It's like I don't know. Is he gonna make the creators pay to fight? Because like that's a thing that you'll see sometimes where like there's tap out cancer, where you pay and like the money, the donations, they go to cancer research, and it's like okay, I'm not gonna say it's unfounded, it's unheard of, but also like Adobs, what are you doing? Like that's such a weird thing for someone of your size to be doing. Yeah, yeah. I was originally gonna help him train for the Hassan fight,
Oh my
but Hassan
god,
said no.
crazy.
Was that?
Yeah. That's crazy, dude. What the fuck? Didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah. That's how me and Sam met years ago. Is through boxing. He had a couple of different people who were helping him out. But I was someone I'd get with him like at least once a week. We'd go over a lot of like strategy and mostly pad work and a little bit of sparring. You can tell by the way somebody moves, and everyone's gonna move different. But like, there's an athletic way for someone who's Sam's size and age, for that matter, to move, versus someone who's not athletic and is that size and that age, right? Versus someone who is a lot smaller. That's something that a lot of people underestimate is that we're all different, and because of that, like I'm gonna be able to get away with things that you can't, and I'm not gonna be able to get away with things that you can. And really, what I look for is how close to the basics I can reasonably expect you to stay, and how you are able to use your body, the just the gifts God gave you, and it just there's a few other things, but like in terms of like not making it into like a Rocky speech, fucking it's mostly that stuff. Uh, this is like one of those funny, not funny stories. Like I get a different reaction out of everybody. So um, I never expected to be on Fishtank. I just ended up one night. I spent the night in the hospital with my brother-in-law, literally thinking he might die in front of us. Like I shit you not, he had heart issues, and I spend all night just like about to have a heart attack myself. And it's like 7 a.m. They're gonna transfer him to another hospital, and I'm like, okay, well, I think I'll just go home because I can't go to the other hospital with them. Only his sister can. And I get a text on the way home from Sam like, "Yo, come on, fish tank."
Hmm.
Just that's it, you know. So that's kind of how I ended up on Fish Tank. Just like I went home, I slept for like 5 6 hours. I woke up and then I drove down there. We walked through the front door. Um, Sam told me to like search the house, like look like I was looking for something, and that was kind of the first like joke Concerning me, people were calling me the unaffiliated Craigslist burglar.
Hey,
Hey, Jeff.
What's going on,
you may
Jeff?
show up late, but you know,
It wouldn't be a
was
shit
still-
show if you showed up on time.
well, I know, dude. Don't you love I love it. I love what we call it because it is a total shit show. I decided to go out with the girl and her, like her kid and shit, and we were at BJ's, fucking, and guess what? Nothing ever just works out in my life. I fucking tell you.
I mean, I wouldn't know how my relationship with God is. I try and be as good of a guy as I can be, but I don't think any of us are really good people. I think we're all kind of fucked up, and
We all fall.
you know,
What was it? We all fall short in the glory of God, grace and glory of God, whatever.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
100%. On Judgment Day when it's my
that's a
turn,
solid answer, dude. And I went to church and stuff when I was younger, and like Boy Scouts and shit. And now I don't go to church faithfully, and I don't. I'm not an atheist. I believe in something, and I always do go to church for I forget what the fuck they call it. Good mass, like Christmas mass, right? What are they? You know what I'm talking about? The midnight mass.
What the fuck are you talking about?
There's a fucking midnight mass that comes around Christmas time every year. You go to fucking. It's a midnight mass.
Are you not a Catholic, Job? Because that's like they call
No,
them
I'm not
Christmas
Catholic.
Catholics. Yeah. We tend to.
Well,
A lot of us don't go to church until Christmas, and then we're like, hey,
Yeah, he knows what I'm talking about. Well, I was unfortunately my parents weren't married, but they were both Catholics and shit, so it's kind of fucked up. I was never able to like be baptized or go to CCD and shit. But I do still go and in memory of my mother. That was like the one thing she fucking really liked to do was go to that Christmas mass. It's a cataclysm fucking school. It's how you end up being able to be like baptized. You take your fucking oath and shit. I mean, he probably knows more than I do. But I was a bastard child. My parents weren't married, so I was never allowed to. You can't become a Catholic if your fucking parents aren't married. Oh Jesus! Oh God! What the fuck?
Do I think he loves John like John?
I don't think John loves himself.
I
We're talking about content, right?
Shut up, Jeff.
I like to think he loves us all equally.
Very valid answer.
Yeah, I'd do well running for office until they found Rape Escape. Then it'd be all over for me.
My God. Oh fuck.
I'm very open to doing a lot of different stuff. Like I'm okay with pushing the boundaries and things like that. One thing I wish we did a little bit differently that kind of would have made it a little bit better, I think, is I would have given the girls gloves.
I'm trying to fucking mute it. I'm trying to fucking put my phone on fucking do not disturb.
If I had to go back, I'd do it again, but I'd give them gloves to hit me with because I feel like that would have made it a little bit more acceptable.
That would have been funny.
Yeah, that would have been good.
Yeah, I think that would have made it a lot better, and I'm so mad that I only had that thought like a month ago. I wish because when that happened, basically Sam told me to come down. I see his truck pull in as I'm about to pull in, so he's like 30 seconds ahead of me. And I'm walking in, and as soon as I round the corner, I hear him talking to Jet, and he's like, yeah, so he's going to hold them down for like however many seconds it was, and we're going to call it Rape Escape. And I was
That's
like,
weird.
fuck, they're gonna have me do this, aren't they? This is me. I'm
Did you go through with
I'm
it?
the guy. And for the next like 20-30 minutes, I was just thinking of ways to make it like a little less fucked up than it was. And yeah, but overall, I don't know if I really regret anything insofar as like I'd take it back completely, but there's definitely twists and turns I would have either not
Did
taken.
it make you feel some type of way?
It
Rape
made me
escape,
feel like a real man.
It's just scary.
So how many people did you rape?
I don't know. I think it was like.
I didn't think you were gonna give me a number.
But there was I forget how many contestants there were we did it that day. I just remember I just remember Abby tripping and falling, and I thought I saw her smack her head on the ground, and I felt like so bad. Like I literally stopped. I was like, "Fuck, are you okay?" And she's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "All right." And then I just like went back to
Back to
it.
rape.
Totally out the bathroom, dude, because there's a fucking 9-year-old playing fucking Xbox over there.
Wipe your mouth. Wipe your mouth, you piece of shit.
Here you got
Got some fucking cum on your mouth.
You got something there,
Am
Jeff.
I?
Yeah.
No, that's a fucking lip ring, okay? Because I lost my other little
Okay.
cool looking diamond, so it's.
Oh, okay.
It looks
I
like a
wasn't
giant
sure.
pimple on my lip. It's not herpes, I
I
swear.
wasn't sure.
A big script. Yeah, fucking. It wasn't anything like spectacular, you know. Fucking, he got up and I just dove at his legs, wrapped him up, and took him down, you know. Um, I was like I was nervous about that though for a minute because luckily there was no cuts, no bodily fluids exchanged or anything like that. But like we figured out after he had HIV.
Oh my.
And yeah, it was a really weird way too because like I tackle him, you know, we drag him out, and then it's his girl and him in the kitchen, and they're
Oh, that's
arguing.
bad. Oh, that's
Yeah,
bad.
and she's just like yelling at him, and they're just doing the thing that like you know crackhead homeless people from Kennedy Plaza do. They just like are fucking yelling back and forth,
Oh,
and
Kennedy
she's like,
Plaza.
"And you have HIV." And I expect him to be like, "No, I don't. Why are you saying that?" And instead, he gets real serious, and he's like, "I'm taking pills for that. You know I am." And I was just like, "Oh fuck." And I had a moment too because I was like, I'm maybe I'm a little too polite. I was like, "All right, I'm not gonna do it in front of them. I'm gonna check myself after." And then like 2 seconds go by, and I was like, "What the fuck am I talking about, dude? Like, am I good?
Yeah.
Am I good right now? What the fuck?" No, that was a stressful 10 minutes. I'll say that much.
Well, what about blood games?
It's
Like you were Cage, I loved blood games. I think I've consumed all the Fishtank media since I found it, but I came in on season 2. I had to go back. But blood games was peak. Like, what was the planning process like? Anything you want to talk about? And like, how hard was it to pull off all the tard wrangling with so many in one place?
like being in this on this podcast, a little bit of tard wrangling. Just
Shut the fuck up, dude. Jesus Christ.
how you know.
God.
That's all right. Once you deal with John, you can deal with anything. You know, I love the guy, but when he's in a mood, it's like, oh fuck, he's off. He's off to the races. But yeah. I mean, the prep work for Blood Games was all right. You know, I went down there a little bit early to help out with like some of the setting stuff up. You know, with like the arena and a little bit of shitty and stuff like that. And the prep work for Cage was just buy the costume and then like just figure it out as I went. You know, there was so much stuff that I figured out like the day before. Even as we were doing stuff, I was like figuring certain things out. Like the whole hand in my jacket thing, I just did that once, and I was like, I feel like Cage would always have his hand on his pistol, so I'm just gonna walk around like this, like I'm grabbing my own titty or something like that for the next 2 weeks. Yeah, you know, obviously, like there's a lot of different people there. There's a lot of different egos at play. And there's a lot of different plans that like are happening all at once because you know this person will be told to do this, the next person will be told to do that, and it was hectic, but I had a really fun time. You know, that was probably the most fun I've had on a fish tank project, and if they do another Blood Games, I hope I get brought out for that. I hope you guys get brought out for it too. You guys will have a ton of fun on it.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Oh yeah.
Because I can't go on the show and be on like 2 weeks again. So can't do that again.
Yeah.
No, you were there for 3 weeks because I was there for 2 weeks.
Or
You
3
were there
weeks.
for fucking. No, I'm sitting in the bathroom on a stool.
Are you taking it?
Oh,
What the
That would have been fucking pretty epic, though, right? Like, hey, this is where I do all my business phone calls. You know what I'm saying in the office.
The whole time.
You just
Well, there's
hear
a
the
fucking kid
flop
on
of,
Xbox
of
fucking
shit
yelling
in water.
obscenities out there, and he's fucking only 10. And he's yelling crazy obscenities.
I mean, it's that would be a tough question to answer because like I don't know exactly everything that was going on. This is the first season that I didn't have like anything to do with. I think at one point they were gonna try and bring me in, but I can't be too sure. But like it would have been nice to see the Famous House 2 people get fucked with a little bit more. Either just in general or if it was like part of the whole bit of hey, Famous House 1 take out Famous House 2. It would have been it would have been nice to see that
Well,
arc kind of
that's
play out a little more.
well, yeah, that's what it originally was supposed to happen, but they
So
were
let
like
the other
being
people
too they're
fucking take
being
them
like
out.
too friendly with everybody. I remember that downstairs. They're just being too friendly with everybody, and then what's her name? Binks like convinced everybody. Well, I mean, Simple did it to himself, but Binks was like going around and like saying how creepy this Indian guy was, and then Simple would like
No.
Simple would like take everybody into like each individual room and be creepy as fuck and be like, "Yo, you on my side?" So
Well,
they like fucked each other up. They didn't know what they were doing.
So he was literally doing the same thing he told everybody else not to do
Oh yeah,
when he was
yeah,
worried about getting voted out. He literally
yeah.
was like, yo, when I showed up there, remember, Joe, like they thought we as freeloaders had a vote? And Symbol did that shit too. Like, bring me like, yo, you want to be part of my ally, dude? And you know, cool, man. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it's so
but he was
ridiculous.
like bringing out. He's like, just watch out for like Mizzy though. She likes to bring everybody in the other room and just try to fucking make them on her side, or fucking Binks too. So he went and twisted it up and did exactly what he told everybody not to do. Wow, how the
Yeah.
tides have turned, huh?
He was crazy to watch, like as a viewer, and it was like, yeah.
Well, and I can honestly say
You guys
Symbol's
have
like
no
my friend.
idea, but we're just watching him do this stupid shit with everybody, and also be extremely touchy feely with all the women while being
I
high
didn't
and
even know
mighty
about that
about
when I
it.
first got on, dude.
There's so much. There was so
Did, you,
much.
did anybody see the Famous House 2.0 thing when he was sitting on the couch with the girl, and he was like sitting like on the couch like this, and he like kept getting like inching closer to her, and she just kept like almost like leaning forward off the couch to get like away from him, like.
Oh man.
Oh
I,
fuck, dude.
and you know, everybody said that too. And I was like, I didn't see it. Like, but even though, dude, too, me and him were cool. We were friends. I liked it. Like, he was always up in the morning, like early, like me and Peyton and shit. We would cook and cook breakfast and shit. But then all of a sudden, dude, when he stopped, he was gonna be eliminated. That kid like switched up, bro. After Frank Castle and shit, he switched, dude. He wouldn't even talk to me
It's
like he did.
immediate.
No, Joe, you remember, right? Like he
Yeah.
turned
Well,
into
I mean,
like just this
I've always made
highly.
him mad, so it's different.
Oh no, Job, he wanted to fucking kill you. And you were even taking the fucking hit saying you fucking cut up his clothes and it wasn't even you, and you were just sitting
Yeah,
there
I
like,
know. It was so funny.
I did it. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? I did it. As
Oh,
as we're looking at the fucking bathroom of his shit in the fucking toilet. And Joe didn't even do it too. He was just sitting there like, I did it. What are you gonna do about it? No, that was fucking good. But yeah, he went like silent after that. Like he wouldn't talk. He wasn't acting up like he usually would.
He was broken.
Oh no, yeah, Frank Castle broke that fucking motherfucker.
I say this knowing who Frank Hassel is, having known who he is for a long time. Like I feel like I could have the patience to kind of weather the storm because I know that he's not gonna start like throwing hands at me
Yeah.
out of nowhere. So like I can take milk if
It's like an illusion, right?
Oh, it
He's
was
never
cold.
gonna
It
actually
was
harm
cold,
you.
man.
The fucking milk was ice fucking cold, and I took a whole
Really?
gallon of my head. I can fucking
I
bear
didn't know
witness.
that it was ice cold.
Frank only works with people who don't know who he is.
Dude, a fucking gallon of milk while I was sitting there trying to eat some fucking food.
Like,
And a gallon of fucking ice cold milk as I'm just trying to eat some fucking food, some eggs that later end up on my fucking face and on my fucking shirt and clothes. And fucking Joel, you too. You're involved in that too. You fucking fucker.
yeah.
Fucking fucker. I would poke you in the fucking face right there in the fucking eyeball as you're fucking sitting there, fucking egging it on. Egging. Oh, Frank. Hey, look. There's some eggs on the thing. And literally, Joel was egging it on. We were not allowed to box or fight while being
Come
on.
on, Joe. Oh my god. Jobe, you got this, Jobe. You play Minecraft.
Let's run that clip.
It's a good shot. You get that good opening shot, Jeff. I mean, it is an alright shot.
Trip over.
Break. Let him reset.
Hold on. Let me watch.
All right, Gary.
Are you not in here?
Yeah, that's the whole
No, I'm
point.
in now.
God, I lost all
we're
my
gonna
hair.
restart. It's not long.
Go.
Lost all my hair.
You guys right away into the tussle.
Jobe, you got this, Jobe. You play Minecraft.
There you go.
Go.
You guys fell over.
Break. Let him reset. You good to go, Jobe? You ready? All right, Gary.
You should just kick him in the face.
Get in the fires.
Block him, Jobe. You gotta block him. Get his face.
Jeff, you're a southpaw.
I switched.
Or at least you were for a moment.
Sorry, I'm annoying.
Yeah, we like both hit each. Yeah, we both like hit each other.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Who gets me with the fucking stinger at the end? The fucking snot box the fuck out of my nose.
Your shell.
Jeff keeps going into southpaw. Jobe is standing in orthodox mostly all the time.
Because I test my southpaw by swinging my fucking left.
The first thing each of you guys gotta learn is never cross your feet.
That's how Joe fell over.
No back of the head. No back of the head.
Bing bong.
Again, that
You got good timing on that rear hand, Jeff.
Ooh, okay, Jeff.
But I grew up fighting most of the
Back
time.
of the head. Back of the head. No back of the head,
Fucking
Jeff.
make you fight fucking plenty of times by one cousins. You fight, you fucking get beat up by the fucking
Thank you, Goblin.
Wait.
Thanks, Goblin.
You got 30 seconds. No water.
Yeah, it's not. You didn't realize that. I didn't have a fucking ring girl. Where was my ring girl?
It was
Fucking
Binks,
don't take me
dumbass.
fucking
It was
water down
Binks.
my fucking movie.
Yeah, Binks was assigned to you.
Give him a whack.
Oh, that's right.
That was a
Yeah.
whack right there.
Fucking thanks, Binks.
Give him a whack.
Where's the Lord brought this
You
up?
didn't go to her.
Give him a
You
whack.
didn't go to
My
her.
That was
fucking
a
ring
whack
girl was
right
just still
there.
sitting there.
Err.
Ooh. You're a good coordination.
Time.
Yeah.
You got that drunk coordination right now.
Go.
No, I'm not even drunk. That's
I just
fucking great fun.
restarted.
You can run out of breath.
No, we
Well,
were drunk.
That's it.
Were we drunk?
I was drinking every night.
Like I said, then Jeff at the end though.
That is
No,
one
I'm
of the
telling you, Joe,
things
we
I
were never
remember
allowed to drink.
is Joe
That's why we were
being
allowed to
drunk all
box
the
it
time.
out that night.
The first
We had to
night,
wait
and
like
then
2 days.
we were like drinking. We drank the other day. We drank again, and we were like, yeah, let's box.
That's right. We stayed up all night drinking, so we might have still been fucked.
The
Yeah,
only
'cause
rule
remember the
on
night before we were
Fishtank
playing
is
punch for punch in the face in the basement?
Yeah, we were doing that.
the only rule on Fishtank is they do whatever they feel like they want to do.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, there are no rules. You know, I'd
Look
say
at Bert sitting there right there holding back his fucking
he's
covering
eating
up
his
his fucking
snacks,
heart on.
eating his snacks like always. He loves his
He is.
snacks. Look at him watching.
Popcorn,
He's
pretzels, and Pepsi.
he's literally the popcorn gif. You know, he's like literally the meme.
He didn't even blink once the entire
He
fight.
loved it. Look at this guy. He loved
Dude,
it.
I'm telling you, he's got a fucking Stromboli. He's got a Stromboli on. He's got a Stromboli on watching us.
Bert's the highlight, actually. To you, the difference was, in my opinion, I'd be curious what Scott's opinion is, because I mean, clearly it goes to Jeff, but that's basically just because of Jeff doesn't really turn away, you know, even though both you guys are like super untrained and really jumbled, and it's just a brawl and it's just silly. But Jeff has guards sometimes and also just doesn't really turn away. And Jobe, you turned away. If you didn't turn away, you maybe would do way better. It's just a matter of that you like weren't used to it. So you were like, oh fuck, what the shit, right? And that's literally it.
Jeff was really patient. He was picking his shots, you know, and that I think the composure was really like a massive deciding factor outside of what you were saying, Ren, you know. Because you know, you can you know, trained or untrained, if you're calm and you're able to know like, oh, now's the time to throw the punch, you know, that's a really good skill to have. If it's not Symbol Alex, it might be Bert and the Italian dude. And the only like
yeah.
that's a tough one because the Italian dude didn't even do bad. I always
I'm
forget what
getting
his
out of the
name
bathroom
is.
before it does echo.
Tony.
What?
Yo, we're gonna see Jeff take a piss.
No, I wanted to get.
What about Kawan? What about Kawan?
Oh yeah. That was pretty up there as
That
kind
was
of
an
a
epic.
weird fight
He had
too.
an epic crash show.
You know, Luke did good in that fight though. Like as far as two guys doing like awful, I'd say it's probably Alex and Symbol for sure.
They didn't want to fight. They didn't want. I remember watching that. They were just like
Yeah.
We don't want
prancing
to beat each
around.
other up. We're friends. Or then Alex says like, "Oh my god, I got hit. Oh my god, he can't fight anymore." And then he went on for like fucking a night and a half, 2 days. Production, find the video where I got hit. Find the video. I guarantee, find the video, bro. Just find the video.
Dude,
Yeah.
like no real offense towards Alex B, but it's always crazy when you find somebody who's like him. It's always like, dude, is this guy joking around? Like, what is going on?
He freaked me out more than Bert. Okay.
Oh yeah. Never know what a guy like that's gonna do.
I remember that one time he pulled me into the room and he was like, "Hey, Jobe, I want to tell you a secret. I'm actually 30. He's like, I'm actually 35 or whatever." And I didn't even know the guy's age.
What? Why would he do that? That's weird. That's
like,
fucking
oh,
weird.
okay.
Yeah, so like you know, if you've ever like hugged a girl like underneath her arms, that's literally what it is. Like it's just like one arm here, one arm there, and then you do what's called a gable grip. You know, behind their back, and then you squeeze tight. That's double underhooks, and then overhooks is basically the opposite of that. Is like if you go over the arm, usually, you know, if I had like a grappling dummy or a person here, it'd be easier. But you know, you usually have their arm in here, so you have a different kind of control. Oh yeah, you know, if somebody's throwing punches at you, you either want to be too far away to hit or so close that even if they hit you, it's not really going to hurt that much.
Just get a gun.
And then in addition to that, you know, if you know how to take somebody down and hold them down, you're in even better position. But at the very least, you're safe if you're in close. Yeah, thanks for having me.
Sorry, Scott. I just want to apologize to you too, man. Sorry if I came in a little late. I just, you know,
You're good, man.
trying to deal with life. You know.
Oh, yeah. It's all
That's
good,
what
man.
they say. That's what they say. They love me. They really, really love me.
I'm on Twitter, Sullivan_MMA, Instagram, Scott Sullivan MMA, YouTube, same thing, Scott Sullivan MMA.